It was December 24th, 1999, Christmas Eve. Indian Airlines Flight IC-814 took off from Kathmandu, heading to New Delhi with 178 passengers and 11 crew members. The air was calm, the passengers relaxed, unaware that within minutes, their flight would become one of the darkest chapters in Indian aviation history. At 4:30 p.m., 5 men rose from their seats, scarves covering their faces, knives and pistols flashing in their hands.
"This plane is hijacked! Don't move!"
One shouted. Panic erupted. Screams filled the cabin as the hijackers stormed the cockpit, forcing Captain Devi Sharan to change course. Their destination, Lahore, then further west. Pakistan refused to let the plane land. Fuel was running dangerously low. Desperate, the pilot requested permission to land in Amritsar, India. For a brief moment, hope returned. Maybe commandos could stop them. But delays and confusion cost precious time. The hijackers, realizing something was wrong, ordered takeoff. The chance was gone. As darkness fell, the plane crossed into Pakistan and landed briefly in Lahore to refuel. Soldiers surrounded the aircraft, but no one intervened. Minutes later, the plane took off again, this time heading toward Kandahar, Afghanistan, controlled by the Taliban. When the plane landed in Kandahar, Taliban fighters surrounded it, not to rescue the hostages, but to protect the hijackers. The leader announced their demand: the release of 3 imprisoned militants, Masood Azhar, Mushtaq Zargar, and Ahmed Omar Saeed Sheikh. Inside the plane, terror ruled. The air was suffocating, food was gone, and passengers sat motionless under the gunman's watch. On the second day, to prove their seriousness, the hijackers brutally murdered Rupin Katyal, a newlywed passenger. His wife's screams pierced the silence. His body was thrown onto the tarmac, a warning to the world. In Delhi, chaos erupted. Families cried outside the Prime Minister's office. The government faced an impossible choice: surrender or risk mass death. Indian negotiators reached Kandahar, but found themselves surrounded by Taliban fighters who pretended to mediate while clearly siding with the hijackers. For 7 endless days, the hostages lived on the edge of death. Every sound of gunmetal made hearts stop. Every hour felt like the last. The world watched as the standoff dragged on, and India's options ran out. Finally, on December 31st, the government agreed to the hijackers' demand. The 3 prisoners were flown to Kandahar and exchanged for the passengers' lives. The hijackers celebrated, embraced their freed comrades, and disappeared into Taliban territory, untouched. The passengers were released, weeping with relief, but the nation's heart was heavy. Masood Azhar, one of the released men, would later form Jaish-e-Mohammed, the group behind deadly terrorist attacks in India. Flight IC-814 ended its journey, but the story never really ended. Left behind scars of fear, helplessness, and sacrifice. A week that tested India's will, and a reminder that sometimes, even when you survive, the cost of survival can haunt a nation forever.
The nation breathes quietly, carrying the weight of a week that tested its will.